So, welcoming yourself here in your practice, and once again, just acknowledging where you are in your own space, and then also acknowledging where we are together, the shared space, each one of us. Taking a deep, full breath in. And as you exhale, invite your eyes to close, turning your awareness inward, and start to just sense your physical body. Feel where your feet are. Notice the shape of the legs, their weight, their volume. Awareness of the weight of the pelvis sitting. Feeling the contact points in the buttocks and the chair or the cushion beneath you. And sensing the verticality of your torso. And can you bring awareness to your belly breathing? Can you feel your breath expanding on the sides of your waistline? And can you sense the breath in the low back? Can you sense the inhalations and the exhalations in the mid belly, the upper abdomen? And all the way around to the left and the right of the side ribs. And perhaps you can also sense the breath in the mid back. And see how apparent the breath may feel in the chest, the upper part of the lungs, perhaps all the way up to the collarbones. And can you feel the breath wrap all the way around to the left armpit and the right armpit and the upper side ribs? And all the way to the upper back, upper shoulders, feeling the breath come and go, the breath rising and falling. And can you sense the breath right at the very tops of the shoulders? Awareness sweeping down the arms, feeling the weight and the volume and the shape of each arm. Into the hands and the fingers. Notice what they're touching, each other, the lap. Perhaps there's a mudra, a particular shape you're bringing your hands into. An awareness of the throat and the back of the neck. all the way to the head, awareness of the face. Inviting the mask of the face to soften any worry lines, any tightness around the jaw. Inviting even the eyeballs to recede into their wells, the wells of the eye sockets, so that our eyes can relax. The eyelids falling, relaxing, like closed curtains. Sensing the whole body breathing. And just noticing the natural breath, your particular rhythm. Are the inhalations and the exhalations varying lengths and tempos and rhythms? Which feels fuller, the inhalation or the exhalation? And let's bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest. And evening out the breaths. As you inhale, feel your belly expand, the ribs open, and the chest rise all the way up to the collarbones. And as you exhale, feel the breath soften, the collarbones draw in, chest recedes, ribs draw in, belly softens. Just feeling that natural rhythm. And so we'll practice square breath, this rhythmic breath that evens out the inhalations and the exhalations. And it also adds a little bit of a pause in between our breaths. So if you're pregnant, you won't hold your breath, you'll just breathe naturally. But otherwise, if you'd like to try the holding, and just as we hold the breath, we can notice what the mind does. There's an impulse, sort of like a reflex, call it instinctive, that when we're holding our breath in, to let it go. That's our instinct. And just notice what happens when you hold the breath a little bit longer beyond that instinct. And the same with the exhale when we hold it out. So here we go with square breath, 4-count breath. Emptying the breath out of the body on your next exhale. And then inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on your own for another whole breath cycle. When you finish that round, let your hands rest in your lap. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm. Observe what might have changed, if anything, paying attention to the subtleties that occur within the body, moment to moment, breath to breath. And continuing our practice, perhaps inviting the breath to continue to be our anchor, following each inhalation and watching it swell like a wave all the way to the top. And perhaps noticing that momentary pause that's ever so brief before the wave, it reaches its crescendo, and there's that moment before it falls, before it becomes the exhale. And watching that whole falling of the wave of the breath. And then there's that momentary pause, ever so brief, before the exhalation becomes the next inhalation. Within the quiet steadiness of the mind and the breathing within the body, let's set an intention for our practice today. And you may have a practice of an intention that is sort of like a overarching for every single sit. Perhaps for greater peace in the moment, perhaps to open the heart, perhaps to remove the veils of illusion and become present to the unfolding reality that's here. And so we may carry an intention each day of our lives. And we can also have more immediate intentions, something a little bit more focused. And as we come together during this week of Thanksgiving, this time where we bring greater awareness to gratitude, you might want to set an intention of cultivating gratitude. And I say cultivating because gratitude doesn't always come naturally to each and every one of us all of the time. I know for myself, it's really easy to feel gratitude for the easy things, the pleasant things, when things are going my way, the unexpected surprises that are delightful. It's so easy to be grateful for those moments. And it's a lot harder when things are unpleasant, when we're surprised by something unexpected that is not what we want. When we notice aversion, wanting to push things away, or when we're grasping for things that we wish were here. And so those are the moments when we consciously choose to turn our attention towards gratitude. And cultivating gratitude is a whole body mind experience, body, mind, spirit. And so we choose to turn our awareness to the moment that's right here and let ourselves just sense gratitude for whatever is showing up. And I'm feeling a fullness from my breakfast in my belly that I am grateful for, to have food, to have eaten breakfast. A very delicious breakfast at that. Something I don't usually give myself. We can bring gratitude to this very, very breath that we're taking in and really let ourselves grok the gift that this breath is. It's a gift that many of us have, but not all. Some are struggling to breathe right now, and some have already taken their very last breath. And so to be truly grateful for the gift of this breath, and I know for myself, it's so easy to fall into the not enoughness of my body, to focus on what's wrong, what's achy, what's painful, what feels stiff, the joints that are creaking when I get up to stand after sitting. And so we can have these judgments about our bodies that create more suffering. And so, can we just let ourselves experience our body just as it is? And then, cultivating gratitude, open our hearts and embrace this body exactly as it is. No matter how old we are, but especially once we get to a certain age, we might start to bring awareness to the fact that we are aging, that we're no longer spring chickens that have these bodies that are so vital, but that our body starts to change. And gratitude can help us to age gracefully, to embrace our body just exactly as it is, with gratitude. Can we cultivate gratitude for the room that we're sitting in, whether it be a shelter of a car or a house or something else? And to sense gratitude within our bodies as an embodied experience. Saying yes helps us to open, saying yes to this dwelling that we sit in exactly as it is, with all the clutter and the dust and all the imperfections. And can we bring awareness to the space beyond the container that we sit inside of? And cultivating gratitude for this town, this village, this city, this landscape, this cityscape that we live in, whatever it may be. And perhaps bringing our hands to our heart and to feel our own heart touched by our own hands as a gesture of care and gratitude. To open our hearts to the recognition of the many blessings that we have in our lives, no matter how imperfect our lives may be. When we turn our attention towards what we are grateful for, towards the blessings, it opens us up, our hearts, our minds, to open to the many blessings of care that we have from our families and our friends, our neighbors, our coworkers, our communities. And so perhaps just let the image of one person in your life that you are grateful for Perhaps inviting them into your mind's eye, sensing their presence, and opening your heart to their gift, the gift of connection with this person, and taking it in as a felt sense. And if there's any other beings in your life, four-leggeds, anyone else, even someone who's passed over to the other side, can we bring a sense of gratitude for how our hearts have been touched by those who once lived in our lives with us? My paternal grandmother has passed many, many decades ago now, but I can still remember her holding me in her big, easy chair when I was just about 3 or 4. And I would curl up in her lap and she would hold me and hum for the longest time. And so just see what comes to you and let yourself feel in your body the sensations of connections that you are grateful for. And taking these next several breaths, letting yourself feel gratitude for whatever comes in the moment, from memory, whatever it may be. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, a meal into a feast. It can turn confusion into clarity, house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude helps us to make sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. In the words of Melody Beatty. So let yourself savor the experience of gratitude. Let's take a deep, full breath in together and let it go. Bringing our hands together at our heart center and just bowing to your own heart, bowing to your practice. And let us also give thanks for the land that we sit upon that was cultivated by the ancient ones who lived here hundreds of years, thousands of years perhaps, before we did. Giving thanks for the many ways that these people cultivated this land and made it habitable for us to live upon. And let us bring gratitude to the many cultures from the East that have brought these mindful meditation practices to us in the West for us to benefit and grow from, to awaken, to be more free. And bowing to each other with gratitude. Thank you all for joining, for gathering.